Here are 3 settings you need to change to make ChatGPT even better faster, because on this channel, we're all about productivity. Alright, let's jump straight in. We'll use a simple example here. Let's say we're a travel blogger and we like using ChatGPT for all the content ideas. So if we go to ChatGPT and say we need content ideas for the upcoming trip, the results we're gonna get are gonna be very generic, which makes sense. ChatGPT doesn't know what kind of content we create, what our background is, who our audience is. So to get better results, we'll probably need to change our prompt. In our prompt, we need to add who we are, who our audience is, and all that stuff. But now let's say we're done with content ideas. Now we need some branding stuff. We need some logo stuff. Maybe we need some merchandise ideas. Every time we're going to start a new chat, we have to give all that context to ChatGPT over and over and over again. And this is where our first setting can help us save all that time. If you go to your profile under customize ChatGPT, you're going to see 2 boxes. The first one is called what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to give better responses? And second, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? This is our opportunity to now give ChatGPT all the context it needs in terms of what is going on. Here, for example, we're going to tell ChatGPT that we're a travel blogger specializing in off the beaten path destinations and authentic cultural experience. The audience consists of adventurous millennials and Gen Z travelers who are looking for unique Instagram-worthy experiences, yada, yada, yada. And for the responses, when suggesting destinations or activities, prioritize lesser known locations, unique experiences, yada, yada, yada. Now, every time we ask ChatGPT a question, it already knows who we are, what kind of context there is to the chat, and our response is going to be a lot more personalized. Likewise, I want ChatGPT to have a certain tone of voice. I want it to have a certain style of output, bullet points, or maybe more formal, informal, and stuff like that. I can just add it to the second box where it says, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Here I can say things when suggesting destinations, prioritize lesser known locations over popular tourist spots, include practical information such as best time to visit, local transportation, or emphasize on cultural sensitivity, responsible travel practices, and all recommendations, suggest local cuisine and all that stuff. Basically, I'm training ChatGPT on how to respond so every time I get consistent and personalized results. Speaking of personalization and even more efficiency, let's talk about our second setting. If you go to your profile, then you go to settings, and then you go to personalization, you're gonna see this option called memory. If you don't see it, it's likely because you're on the paid plan, and this feature as of right now is only available to ChatGPT Plus users. So once you enable it and you start using ChatGPT, it's going to start memorizing some common details, like who you are, where you live, what you do for work, what's your dog's name, etc. The idea is that ChatGPT will automatically pick on information it seems is important and useful. So when you're asking ChatGPT questions, instead of you prompting those things every time, it's going to automatically recall those things from its memory for more personalized results. And if you really want ChatGPT to remember something, you can just type in your prompt, remember, and then just follow up with whatever you want AI to remember. Now, all you gotta do is enable this feature, and as you start using ChatGPT, the memory will get full because there's a certain limit of things it can remember. So if you go to this manage button here, now it will show you all the things that ChatGPT remembers about you. If there's something you don't want ChatGPT to remember anymore, maybe something is not relevant anymore, so you can just go ahead and just delete that part of the memory. And of course, you can quickly get an overview of what ChatGPT is memorizing right now, and you can just sort of manage all those things. And if the memory is full, you can just delete certain items which are least relevant, so you have more memory space so ChatGPT can remember more things. The idea of this feature is to improve efficiency so we don't have to retype things in prompts every time, and make it more personalized so we get the best out of ChatGPT. By the way, just a reminder, don't add any sensitive or confidential information in AI because all of this data is probably being used to train AI. Speaking of privacy, enters our third setting. This setting is right there, but for some reason, most of us didn't know about it. So if you go to new chat, then you go to drop down for the models, you're gonna see this option called temporary chat. When you enable it, it's kind of like your incognito mode for ChatGPT. Basically, anything you type here will not appear in your history, will not be used in your ChatGPT memory, and will not be used to train the model. It says the copy of the content will be kept up to 30 days. So just bear that in mind if you ever have to use temporary chat for anything you're trying to do. Okay, these are the 3 settings to get the best out of ChatGPT and be more efficient. But we're on this channel is all about productivity. So I'm not going to let you go without this one more productivity nugget. If you go to your GPT store and then search for Zapier, you're going to see this GPT called Automation Consultant by Zapier. Now chat with this GPT and just type whatever tasks you do or what your role is and ask it to suggest things you could automate. This GPT will spit out a whole bunch of ideas of tasks you can automate in your work and instructions on how to build that automation without coding. I'd say right after watching and liking this video, go to this GPT and see what tasks it suggests you could automate. And if it suggests something that you didn't even know was possible to automate, come back here, leave a comment, we'd love to see it. Anyway, I hope this video was useful. You learned something new, you feel inspired, and you want to subscribe to the channel for more AI tools and workflows. We'll see you in the next videos.